I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Santiago Giraldo Lopez. He is CFO at Tecnoglass. Santiago, it's wonderful to have you here.
Thanks for having us. Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Oh, such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. So tell me about Tecnoglass. What do you do?
So Tecnoglass is in the business of providing high-end architectural glass and windows, like some of the big buildings that you see here in the New York area and throughout the US. Really, we've been doing business in 25 states for over 40 years now, and it started really as a small company down in Colombia, South America. Got its entrance into the US about 25 years ago, and we've been growing this market, which is now 95% of our business. So. Participating on both the single-family residential and the commercial side. So we do a little bit of everything. High-end glass and windows is what we do.
Okay. All right, so now talk to me about the company's growth. You've gone from just over $375 million in 2020 to an expected $835 million this year. So what's behind this growth?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And this all happened during the pandemic, right? I mean, the company really started in 2013 when it became public. And one of the strategies behind becoming public was to penetrate the US market and get more recognition and be kind of a provider of choice for a lot of builders in the US. And the company started, $50 million. Now we're doing 135 is because we have certain sustainable and structural advantages. We have a way of manufacturing very efficiently in Colombia, lower labor costs while providing higher than average wages. We're still much lower than the US. We're able to get into the US very efficiently, 3 days by boat. And we have very, very high quality. So we're able to get here quickly, very, very short lead times. We're able to price efficiently because we have a lot of advantages on the cost side. And relationships, as with everything. I mean, we've developed long-term relationships with developers, with builders, with home builders now, and it's gotten us, to almost double our sales in the last 2 years, which is pretty crazy for a company in the builder segment.
All right, so Santiago, tell me, what's next? What's your strategy going forward?
So we are expanding geographically. The company has been strong in the Southeast, mainly Florida and Texas. And the idea is to expand our footprint throughout the US. We've been present on the commercial segment pretty much throughout the US, but we got our entrance into the single-family residential space in 2017 in the state of Florida. We did about 10 million in revenues that year. This year, we're gonna do 350. So we've been growing exponentially, but that's only been in the Southeast. So we're setting up different showrooms throughout the US to leverage the same competitive advantages that play in Florida and Texas. We want to replicate pretty much everywhere throughout the US. We have opened up 2 showrooms so far and are looking to open up 4 more by the end of next year, right? So just expanding geographically. The US continues to be our main market. 96% of our revenues come from the US. So we want to continue growing, leveraging our advantages, taking market share. Hopefully, macro conditions will improve and interest rates will come down to help us fuel that future growth. So very exciting as to what we're seeing the next couple of years.
And how about ESG? What are you doing in terms of ESG?
ESG, became a very important part of the business even before ESG kind of became like a cliche or something that was in fashion, so to speak. We invested in solar energy in 2015. We have solar panels that help us power the operation. We invested in natural gas cogeneration. So energy cost for us is less than 2% of revenues, is very little. But beyond that, the product that we manufacture has a lot of impacts on the end customers and in the world, really. About 75% of what we do is impact-resistant glass and windows, which, as you know, hurricanes are bystander in large part of global warming. So we're helping people, solve for that problem. We're also investing heavily on energy efficient glass. So places like New York and Canada and Boston, where you see a lot of extreme temperature swings, have a lot of requirements for energy, right? For ACs and whatnot. We invested in developing low emissivity glass, which is energy efficient glass, to basically solve for that. So our products are also helping the environment and we have a foundation. I mean, we've been talking about environmental, but we also have a foundation in place to help our employees with homes, with schooling. We do a lot for them, right? So it's been very important and an integral part of the strategy.
All right. Well, Santiago, wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk today.
Thanks for having us. Absolutely.